Good morning, and we are just finishing up from Gideon, and we're going to go through the chapter headings right now. I'm not going to read them right this second. We'll get to chapter 13, I believe it is, and talk about Samson. So Gideon has saved the people. They wanted him to be king, but he didn't think that is right, and he did an offering basically to the priests, the Levites, of making an ephod of gold. And then at the end of his life, the people didn't really hold on very quickly to the things which Gideon had done. They turned quickly away from God and from Gideon's family. But look what happens here. Gideon's son Abimelech is made king. He slays his 70 brothers. You can imagine, this seems to be after his father died. So you can imagine this isn't a good situation. He's not living up to what his dad was like. And Jotham tells a fable of trees choosing a king. And I think Jotham was another son of Gideon that must not have been slayed because he's still there. And the Shechemites conspire against Abimelech. He is slain in Thebes. So there was a king before King David. King David wasn't the first, but notice how he's made a king. He wasn't made a king because God made him a king. He was made a king because people wanted a king and he wanted to be king. So much so that he slays his 70 brothers. Then we get in chapter 10. Tola and Jer judge Israel. The children of Israel worship false gods, are forsaken by the Lord, and are distressed by their enemies. They repent and ask the Lord for deliverance. We can see how they had this different. Again, the cycle continues. And we don't hear much about Tola and Jer, but we do understand that the people forsake the Lord. And when we talk about this, remember, almost every time that we've talked about these through each of the different judges, especially Deborah and Gideon and so forth, that they had like 40 years of, it never says righteousness, it says peace. But usually it means that they're doing pretty much what they're supposed to be doing. That's basically, I don't think it's just all of a sudden 40 years. It'd be really weird if it was. It means a long time, like 40 years in the wilderness was. But I also look at it as meaning a generation. A generation's passed, each generation. But if you notice, it's almost every single generation has a chance to turn to God for themselves. And each generation seems to forsake the Lord for themselves at one time, and the Lord calls them to repentance or brings them back in, and then they live their life repentant. At least that's what, as I was reading this and thinking about it today, I thought, it seems that every generation the Lord is there for them. And they still will turn against him, but he'll be there. Jephthah is chosen as captain of the armies of Israel. The Ammonites assail Israel in war. Jephthah is guided by the Spirit and defends Ammon with great slaughter. He makes a rash vow which leads to the sacrifice of his only daughter, and that's an interesting story, but we're not going to get into it. One thing is there's different understandings. He does sacrifice his daughter, or he sacrifices it as in she becomes kind of like I want to say a Nazarite, but that's the wrong word, I think, in this situation. We'll talk about Nazarites soon. But in any case, he makes a mistake and his daughter has to pay the price. The Gileads slay 42,000 Ephraimites. Wow, a lot of people. Japheth, Elon, Ebizan, Elon, and Abaddon each in turn judge Israel. Now, I want to point something out here that is very important in the sense of what's happening. We've just talked about several different groups fighting the Midianites, the Amorites, and things like that. And many people being affected and dying because of these fights on both sides. Some of it seems a little bit justified, others it seems ridiculous. But remember, Joshua was told to drive out all the people out of the land, and the people did not drive them out. And so the Lord said that they would be a test or a trial for them, and the gods that they worshipped would be, a stumbling block, basically, for them. I'm putting the wrong words in there, but you get the point. What is happening here? People are dying probably more than they ever have been. 42,000 Ephraimites. I don't know if that was the exact number, but that's a lot of people. And what would have happened if there wasn't any of these people in this land? I don't know, because we don't have that record. But we do know that more people died because of them not listening to the Lord than would have otherwise. Now we're going to talk about the Philistine bondage for 40 years. Now that, again, 40 years would probably mean a generation. And we are going to talk about Samson. Now, a lot of times Samson is shown to be the hero, especially when do movies of him and things like that. Samson seems to be a hero. I don't see very many heroes in these chapters, except maybe his parents. That's the closest ones I see. And the fact that he does what he's supposed to do against the Philistines. He's supposed to be a judge. He's supposed to lead the people to victory against their adversaries, but he's not that good of a guy. Not all of them were like that, but let's see how it develops. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites. His name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not. And right here in the so it's going to describe a Nazarite. We haven't gotten to that yet, but we will anyway, so we will cover it. The term Nazarite comes from a Hebrew word referring to someone who is consecrated, devoted, or dedicated through making of a vow. The Nazarite vow could be temporary or lifetime commitment. The vow included abstaining from all things produced from a grapevine, not cutting one's hair, and avoiding contact with a dead body. A parent should choose to dedicate a child to God as a Nazarite, and the child could then decide to continue the vow as they became an adult. So here we got Zora and Manoah, his wife, not being able to have children. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren, and bearest thou not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. I bet that was quite a surprise. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink. Eat not any unclean thing. So this is, I think, preparing to have a healthy baby, but also, if you look at it closely, we just talked about some of the things that a Nazarite shouldn't have, which is anything off the vine, and certainly not to eat any unclean thing. So they're preparing him to be a Nazarite. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come upon his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb. And he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Notice what he says. He shall begin to deliver the Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. That is going to be his job. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like unto a countenance of an angel, the countenance of an angel of God. Very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, whether he told me, neither did told me his name. So she was, well, I don't blame her. Somebody comes and tells you, you can't have children. You haven't had any children, but you're going to. That's probably all she heard, really. To ask the questions and things, it must have been really hard. But he said unto me, Behold, thou shalt conceive. This is like after the fact. She's just going, oh yeah, I should have asked about this. Behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb to the day of his death. And Manoah entreated the Lord, and said, O my Lord, let the man of God which thou didst send come again unto us, and teach us what we shall do unto the child that shall be born. And God hearkened unto the voice of Manoah, and the angel of God came again unto the woman as she sat in the field, but Manoah, her husband, was not with her. And the woman made haste and ran. I don't know what she said to this angel. Can you just wait right here? I want to go and show my husband. And said unto him, Behold, the man hath appeared unto me that came unto me the other day. And Manoah arose and went after his wife, and came to the man, and said unto him, Art thou the man that speakest unto the women? And he said unto me, I am. And Manoah said, Now let thy words come to pass. How shall we order the child, and how shall we do unto him? And the angel of the Lord said unto him, unto Manoah, of all that I said unto the woman, let her beware, that she may not eat anything that cometh of the vine, neither let her drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. All that I command her, let her observe. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, I pray thee, let us detain thee until we shall have made ready a kid for thee, saying, well, stay for a while, and we'll feed you. And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, though thou detain me, I will not eat of thy bread. And if thou wilt offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Lord, not to me, to the Lord. For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of God, the Lord. All they're thinking is this is a man who come and told them these things, a prophet maybe. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, what is thy name, that when thy sayings come to pass we may do thee honor? And the angel of the Lord said unto him, why askest thou thus after my name, seeing it is secret? So Manoah took the kid with a meat offering, and offered it upon a rock unto the Lord, and the angel did wondrously, and Manoah and his wife looked on. For it came to pass that when the flame went up toward heaven from off the altar, that the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame of the altar, and Manoah and his wife looked on it, and fell on their faces to the ground. But the angel of the Lord did no more appear to Manoah and his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto his wife, we shall surely die, because we have seen God. But his wife said unto him, if the Lord were pleased to kill us, he would not have received a burnt offering and meat offering at our hands, neither would he have showed us all the things, nor would us at this time have told us, nor would as at this time told us such things as these. And the woman bare a son, and called his name Samson. And the child grew, and the Lord blessed him. And the Spirit of the Lord began to move upon him move him at times in the camp of Dan between Zorah and Eshtal. So, miraculous birth. They weren't expecting it. And a blessing to them. I think is a great example. They're trying to live the way that they should live, and the Lord blesses them in that way. And Samson is born. Let's see what I think. Samson is blessed because of what his parents do, and let's see how he takes that blessing in the next couple of chapters.